I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? Rad, man. What's up? Never seen anything like that. Lingo. Lingo? Unscrewed. That's right. Hey there, welcome to Unscrewed, the show that has inspired God to kill millions and millions of kittens. I'm Martin Sargent. Here she is. That's right. Oh yeah, the swish.
Hey.
What the hell is on your head?
I've got a hat from a fan, but I can't wear because I have too much hair.
You know what? F you, Laura. F you.
What?
Well,
what do you mean F me?
I'm sorry. I got some really bad news today.
What happened?
Actually, you know what? Just forget about it. Forget about it. Let's just move on with the show.
Come on, Marty. You can talk to me.
Well, I'm sure you've already noticed. You know, I'm thinning on top.
No.
Yeah, it's true, all right? Every morning there's like so much hair in my bathtub drain, it looks like a poodle that couldn't swim got sucked down there. So I go to one of those hair clinics to get help today, and they confirmed it. I'm going bald.
No. Wow, that sucks. I mean, you can't even get dates with hair.
I know, Laura, it sucks. And they have one of those hairline prediction simulation machines, and this is what I'm going to look like in 5 years. Oh. Yeah, I know, it's bad. So they're showing me what my options are for a transplant, and they're not good. I mean, all the other guys in the club, they have hair, but it's really bad hair. I mean, you plunk down all that money on the plugs, and then you can't even afford a decent haircut? I mean, what's wrong with this country? Flipping through the client book was like Supercuts, the anthology. So here's what I have to look forward to. If my hair starts falling out in this pattern, then if it looks like that, then hair replacement surgery is going to make me look like this. Which is kind of hot in like a Jim J. Bullock sort of way, I know, but now, if my hair just really goes quick and I'm forced to do the comb over, you know, the comb over.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Then this is going to be my only medical option. Oh, God! I'm hideous! Laura, look away!
I'll lend you some of mine. Borrow a little bit.
Anyway, you know, this is just something I'm going to have to deal with. On a brighter, happier note, tonight's show has a glistening sheen to it. First, we're getting in bed with America's premier erotic investigator, Susie Bright. All your high-tech sex questions will be answered here tonight. And staff scientist Perry is here with a new game he calls Failure Mode. Basically, what he does is torture high-tech gadgets in some ridiculous way, like baking them in kilns or drizzling them with acid from an Amazonian tree frog. And then Laura and I have to decide whether or not the gadget still works. It's nerd humor at its best. And our pretty girl gone wired is a Pisces. She's a Pisces. And whatever, she's hot. She's hot. Now let's say we just go move on and talk to the people. Tonight's first friend likes Disney. He likes Disney a lot. In fact, his entire body is covered with tattoos from the happiest place on earth, and he has a custom-built house to boot. From DisneyTattoo.com, it's Disney's #1 fan, George C. Riger. Hey, George.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Good. Oh, wonderful.
So what's the total tattoo tally up here now, George? How many do you have on your body?
As of this week, 1,550.
1,550, and these are exclusively Disney tattoos.
Every Disney character there is.
Well, you got a lot of real estate to cover there, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any part of you that's not tattooed?
The only thing's not done is my hands, face, and neck.
Do you have all the Disney characters? Do you have all 101 Dalmatians on your body?
I have 2 sets of Dalmatians, 101 on my back and 102 on my leg.
So you have like 203 Dalmatians on your body?
Yep. 55 portraits and 48 rides.
Okay, why?
We lost it.
What inspired you to make this skin shrine?
Disney's my life. Everything I do is Disney.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really screwed up bad.
Oh, yeah.
And if this isn't enough, the body, you've got a 4,500 square foot house. It's just full of Disney. It's reeking of Disney.
I've got one of the largest collections in the world, a little over 19,000 pieces.
Whoa, what do the neighbors say about that?
There's no neighbors around. There's like 40 acres of land here, so there's nobody around.
No one's going to move into the subdivision, huh? What's the grand total? How much money do you figure you've spent on Disney, on your body and on your living space?
Well, the body so far over 100,000. The house and the collection a little over $1.5 million.
Is this subsidized by the Walt Disney Company, or are you pulling this all out of your pocket?
Disney does nothing for me. They allow me to have the tattoos, basically. That's what makes me famous.
They allow you to have it?
They're copyrighted, even though they're on my body.
You're kidding me. Like, you could be prosecuted for doing this. If I wanted to get a Mickey Mouse around my areola, I could get in trouble for that?
Well, by yourself. But no, Disney won't go after everybody, but they actually have sued people for trying to copy my back.
And they've actually said, okay, George, go ahead, you can do it.
Years ago from the law department.
Wow, that's really
do they
great.
keep look at you and make sure that you got all the tattoos right? I mean, do they say, oh, you know what, you might need to redo that one because it's not goofy enough?
No, these are exact copies. That's why they allow me to do it. These are exact whatever I get from the Disney people or whatever I get artwork that actually goes on my body is exact copies of what, Disney has.
Yeah. How often do you go to Disneyland?
Every month.
Every month. I hope you have a season pass.
Oh, yeah. I go to Disney World every month. I go to Disneyland about 3 or 4 times a year. Tokyo Disney once a year. Euro Disney about 2 or 3 times a year.
What do you do for a living that you can afford to do all this?
Well, my main thing pays the bills at the post office, but I'm a professional magician. I do big illusion shows like
Great at kids' parties, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, but 6 marriages, George. You've been married 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
All 6 of your honeymoons have been at Disneyland.
Disney, right.
So something's not working out here. I mean, how do the ladies tend to respond to your love for Disney?
They get tired of it. This one's getting tired of it too, but hey.
So you're on number 6 right now, or 7?
Yeah, 6.
Do they get mad at you? Like when you go to Disneyland and you look at Snow White, are they all, why are you looking at her? Why not me?
Nah.
Hey, George, if Warner Brothers offered you like $1 million, would you get a Bugs Bunny tattoo?
No. Nothing but Disney.
You're a good man. You're a good man. George, thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight.
No problem.
All right, good luck with all that. Thank you, George. You are magical. Oh, my God, what a sweet man. And to see more of the wonderful world of George Rieger, get the links at techtv.com/unscrewed. So our next friend is an erotic investigator giving the finger to our puritanical past. Stick around for the sexual wisdom of Susie Bright. But first, tonight's musical guest, the Disco Squirrels. Hit it, fellas. Welcome back. So tonight we have one of America's foremost experts on something I know virtually nothing about. Sex. In fact, few people have the balls to talk about the pleasures of the wet flesh quite like our next friend, the self-proclaimed queen of Susie Bright. Hey, Susie.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing there? Yeah. So, Susie, there's so many fascinating topics you can study out there. Why sex?
Well, I think I first got interested in sex like everyone does when I was going through puberty. And I just got invited to the right orgy at that, critical high school moment.
What high school did you go to?
Actually, I went to Uni High in West LA, and it's gotten rapidly conservative over the years.
No, that's a shame. They don't have the orgies anymore.
Yeah, Orgy 101 has been cut.
Well, nowadays, you're everywhere with your sex talk. You got the books out, you got the radio show, you got the website, everywhere. I mean, why are you like the expert on sex?
Well, part of it is because I think a lot of people are so squeamish. They think they want to talk about sex. They think they want the TNA parade.
But once they start getting into it, they get a little scared, right? The words don't come out.
You tell me. Just keep...
I know, man. I've lived it. So with all your sexual expertise, you think that this internet thing, I mean, it's done so much for sex, but has it done good things or bad things for sex?
Well, the good thing about it, I mean, this is overwhelmingly the good thing about it, is you can no longer say, I'm all alone. I'm the only one who likes to stick ping pong balls up my nose. You can't say that anymore because there are probably 5 news groups on this very topic.
Really?
You hear that, Marty? You're not alone.
Wow. This is great.
So anything that anybody has ever felt isolated about, you're not going to feel isolated if you start moving around, Googling around your little sexual interests. You're going to hit something.
So for the...
But the bad thing is that there's so many con artists on the net. There's so many people promising you that incredible ping pong ball experience. And then they want your Visa card, and then thousands of dollars later, you still haven't gotten anything in return.
So if you go to the right sites like yours, I would presume,
Oh, yes,
can these things actually make you a better lover, do you think?
Well, to a certain extent, I mean, you can just get some brass tacks information. I mean, some people, oh, now I don't mean about brass tacks. People are laughing at me, but what if you know, some people just want to know how to give a decent job, how to get you know, and they're sitting there going, I've practiced on my pillow as much as I can, you know. What is
pillow? How the hell do you practice blowing someone with a pillow?
Anyway, you can go there and you can get something, you can read something, just in terms of obvious information. It serves the same purpose as books, except you don't have to go to the library and say, I want the book on jobs. You don't.
Well, there's a lot of women out there who should really start reading up on this topic, Susie. Believe me. Well, let's flip the coin. Can the internet make you a worse lover?
Well, yes, it could, in the sense that, I mean, first of all, there's no substitute for actual experience. You can only read so much. You can only look at so many pictures. It's helpful up to a point, but, you know, you don't want somebody just flying the plane who, you know, saw the video and didn't actually have any flight training, you know, so there is that point. And then the other deal is that I think people sometimes get involved in a fantasy of who's on the internet, and if they don't develop a little healthy cynicism, they might get disappointed, maybe get, you know, their heart broken a couple times.
So maybe you can help us, guide us to some of the safer, better places to learn about anal and cunnilingus and these very important things. What are some of the best resources out there?
The missionary position. You know, a lot of people are interested in that too.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some good ideas. One is what I consider the consumer reports of sex on the web, and that's janesguide.com. These people are just ruthlessly honest about what you are going to find if you go to, you know, Miss Martha's dominatrix parlor, or, you know, whatever it might be. They're going to tell you whether Miss Martha is really a fat old man who's just, you know, taking your money and making fun of you, or whether Miss Martha is a hard-working, you know, 23-year-old who really does, you know, have something to teach you. You will find out. Yeah.
And another one is sexuality.org that you recommend.
Yeah, I like that too, just because it kind of opens you up to a million different genuine people. I guess what I like about them and Jane's Guide is this sense of authenticity. They actually have an intelligence and a...
They keep it real. They keep it real.
A genuineness about sex. It's not just a joke to them.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. We almost got to go here, but the future of sex. You're all into the you know, the vibrators and the dildos and all this stuff. What do you see as the future of these sex toys? I mean, are they going to be internet enabled? Are they going to be hooked up to some Wi-Fi network? Where is this going to take us?
Well, for a long time, everyone was waiting for the cyber suit, you know, where you'd put it on and pretend that you were Angelina Jolie, you know, and that never came along. And really, the things that people enjoy the most as far as sex toys are really traditional things. People will always like to tickle themselves and poke themselves. You know, those things will always be around. The best thing that ever came along was electricity.
Corn cob.
No. Electricity really has made a difference in so many women's lives. And I don't see that future changing so much. The main thing is that the difference is that people don't trip out about it like they used to. I mean, the turning point for me was when I worked in this feminist vibrator boutique, and for so long people would come in and say, I'm screwed up, I'm crippled, my doctor sent me here, you know, it was this big trauma for them.
Yeah.
And then one day this woman came in and said, I work for the phone company and everybody's got a vibrator but me.
But you know what?
That was the change.
You know what? Everyone, you got a vibrator, you're a woman, you're a liberated woman, everything. You got some sort of a virtual sex machine, you're a guy, you're still a pervert, Susie. You're still a pervert. I don't care what you say. We are not liberated, men. Let's bond together. It's okay. It's okay. I will be your leader. Can't get enough of Susie Bright's sexual expertise? Go listen to her radio show, In Bed with Susie Bright. That's over at audible.com,
That's right?
Or you can just visit her website, susiebright.com. You can get all the links at our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. Susie,
Thanks
great
for
pleasure having you. Will you come back again sometime and teach us more?
I will.
All right, that would be great. Thanks so much.
Nice to meet you.
All right, after the break, our product tester, Perry, drags a digital camera behind a muscle car. Why? Because he's tired of us making him test sex toys. But first, we've got the remedy for the critics who say there's no tech on this show. It's the lighter side of Linux.
The president of Red Hat walks into an elevator with a gun in his hand. In the elevator are Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, and Bill Gates. There's only one problem. There are only 2 bullets. Who does he shoot? Bill. Twice.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Good God.
Is this thing on?
And now it's time to take a beauty break. Here's Girls Gone Wild. Yeah. Tonight's babe is a model from Holland that enjoys king-size prawns, strawberry yogurt, and marshmallows. But Inga doesn't pack on the pounds because she's also into adrenaline. She swims, horseback rides, and when she was young, Inga was part of the East Holland gymnastics team, every member of which is cordially invited to my next barbecue. I will be grilling jumbo prawns and have a kiddie pool full of strawberry yogurt. Inga is also a very cunning linguist. In addition to Dutch, she speaks English, Spanish, German, and French. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi, Inga? Inga was named Beach Goddess for the year 2000 by Maxim magazine, as well as Hot Body Holland 2001, and Fitness Model of the Month by Body Fitness 2002. And now, she's tonight's Unscrewed Girl Gone Wired. Yeah. Now, from one babe to another, it's Perry's staff scientist and the very beautiful Swish.
Thank you, Martin. Well, it looks like Perry's gotten a little bored with his usual sex toy product testing.
Yeah,
Is that right?
to tell you the truth, Laura, I was getting a bit chafed.
Well, your hands were what?
Best not to go into it. Let's not go into it right
Okay,
now.
well, tonight you have a game for us?
Yes, indeed. I vent my sexual frustration on a consumer product of some type, and at the end of the game, we guess whether it survived the test or not.
I see.
Tonight we have an Intel Pocket PC, digital camera, weighing in at 6.8 ounces, and versus a 1970 Buick LeSabre weighing in at 5,585 pounds.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the test. Well, there you have it, Laura. Did the product work or not is the question put to you, and if you answer correctly, you get to take the product home with you.
I see. So, okay. Well, I'm going to say yes, it works, as I feel I look particularly hot tonight. So.
Let's take a look.
Yes!
Martin says nay.
I wasn't even smiling.
Let's take a look on the computer.
Way.
No way.
Way.
The thing was being dragged all over the place, willy-nilly, flipped around.
Look at my
And
outfit
there
tonight.
we are, Laura Swisher.
But I wasn't even looking.
We're waving the camera here, not my photography skills, Laura. The camera worked. Marty you take it home. Marty does not.
This thing's busted. You know what? I'm going to give it to Marty because I don't like the results. Don't like them.
All right, thanks, guys. See, all right, I was wrong. Yeah, the product works. The product works, but not very well because, Laura, you look like hell.
I know.
In that shot. Look like hell. All right, thank you very much, guys. Perry, Laura. All right, it's time to expose the bitchinest website of all time. But before I reveal that, it's time to read another one of your blogs. June 14th. Dear Flag, today, on the bus ride home, I was sitting in one of those front seats, and this girl gets on the bus and sits in front of me. Okay, I know it's not polite to stare and stuff, but this girl had those pimple remover circular pad things all over her forehead. I mean, aren't you supposed to use those things at home when you sleep or something? I don't know. It was kind of cute, though. Screwed every day? No, you don't. Just ask Laura. What you want is to get unscrewed in your inbox. So report to our website and sign up for our free daily email, as if anyone would ever pay for it. Just scroll down to where it says free newsletters, click on subscribe, check the box marked free daily screw, then choose a format. I chose HTML, so I get pictures and links, and then click update. You'll get all the links, even the filthy ones from every episode of Unscrewed, right in your inbox. It's like spam, only meatier. All right, let's do some email, all right?
Yeah,
we got time
let's
for
do
one
it.
email. Here's one from a guy who calls himself Mindless Urine, and with that name, it's got to be great. He writes, I hate the WB, plain and simple. Thought you'd like to know. Well, thanks, Mindless Urine, but why? Why would anyone hate the WB? Laura, do you have any insight?
You know, I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, obviously, you've only seen the show Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
But I have one word for you, Mindless Urine. Felicity.
Felicity with Carrie Russell?
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty kick-ass show, wasn't it?
The best show ever.
You could call it the classic postmodern yarn on the pitfalls of adolescent angst.
That was actually Dawson's Creek, but still, that's good. You know what, Mindless Urine? Don't bother writing me back unless you, too, fall in love with Ben Covington.
Oh. Hey, that's going to have to do it for this. I wish we were on the WB. Can you imagine if we were on the
Someday.
WB? That'd be awesome. I, too, could be a Felicity. A huge thanks to our friends Susie Bright, George Reiger, and, of course, you people for sticking around. We'll see you at the club. Good night, everyone. Laura, you look great in that hat.
You want to be able to say ass on the WB, though.
Okay.
You can't say ass. Maybe you can. On Seventh Heaven. Very special.
And I tried to get my drag on, step on my feet. If you wanna get back on, pump your brakes, make them shake it. They can't take it. Pump your brakes, make them shake it.
Unscrewed. Welcome to Unscrewed, the show that is not afraid to cry. I'm Martin Sargent. The Swish is sitting over there. What up, Swish?
Well, Martin, I just noticed you're wearing brown again. I'm wearing brown. I feel like we're trying
Up
to be
here
twins.
and down here. Brown.
What?
Hey, you know what I haven't done in a really long time?
Kissed a girl?
No, that's not true. I'm getting mad play. I host a TV show. You don't think I get all the breezies? They're all over this fine piece of man.
Really?
It's been a good 8 months. I'm exaggerating. Frankly, I don't even remember it. I was so screwed up. But what I was going to say is, what we haven't done is the Unscrewed news in like forever.
Wow.
You know, and the fact is that all those people wrote in and were like, dude, what's with the news? It kind of sucks. That's the real reason. But some stories are just too important not to be told. So let's get to it. Maybe you read this first story on Slashdot or somewhere. Microsoft announced recently that it would offer free downloads of thousands of ebooks in an attempt to bolster the use of its MS Reader program, which I think it's great. Thanks to Microsoft, I now have the choice of not reading literature in book form or not reading it in electronic form.
Options, choices.
Yeah,
That's what
reading's
it's
not
about.
cool anymore. But Microsoft, you silly bastards, you know everyone is just waiting to download the pirated version of the movie anyway. Get with the times. So I saw this other interesting story. USA Today reported that like 60% of summer camps nowadays have banned.
Boned?
Yeah. You know how they do it, those scout leaders.
Very progressive.
Scout leaders. No, what they've done is they've banned cell phones this year because they say that cell phones interfere with camp life.
Huh.
Now, capitalizing on this situation, Mother Nature announced that she will no longer be offering free night and weekend minutes on smoke signals.
You know, I think I know the real reason why they banned it.
Obviously, I did not know the real reason.
The real reason they're boning cell phones at camp these days. Now, the reason they're banning camps is because the kids keep calling their parents up. Hey, I want to come home. I want to come home. Remember when you were at camp, you had to write the letter? And you're like,
They're beating up on me again. So it's the parents. They're behind
parents,
this.
they don't want their kids home.
We got rid of those little idiots
That's
for
why they're
2
at
weeks.
camp.
All right, we got time for one more. Unfortunately, we do. All right, happy birthday, Intel. Happy birthday, Intel. That's right, Intel, the great Silicon Valley computer chip maker, celebrated its 35th birthday recently. And at the party, Intel founder Gordon Moore got wildly drunk, kept going up to all the female employees going, you want Intel inside? You want Intel inside, baby? And that's a crappy little piece of our world tonight.
You know, the sad thing is, I heard he actually got some play with that line.
Done better than I, because that was less than 8 months ago. All right, hey, tonight's show is smoking. Not to say that smoking is good. In fact, it may be dangerous to pregnant women. Anyway, sure, there's Spider-Man and Daredevil and all the X-Men, you know those guys, but they're all fake. Tonight, we've got a real-life superhero, Mr. Elastic, is going to be here tonight. And our girl gone wired is a well-known model. You may have seen her posing in panties in a Fredericks of Hollywood catalog that was addressed to your sister, but you snagged it from the mailbox. Plus, go from bland to wham with the Unscrewed makeover team. They'll be making their debut tonight. Now, you know me, man. I'm a lover, I'm not a hater, and I do my best to foster good international relations by inviting foreign dignitaries onto my show. Well, finally, one of them said yes. Welcome, His Excellency, the President of Molossia. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. So let's start with some of the basic facts here. Pardon my geographical ignorance. Where's Molossia?
Well, you know, it might come as a surprise, but Molossia is very close. We're right here in the United States. You didn't know there was a country right here in the United States.
I didn't. There it is right there. How big is Molossia?
That's Government House. That's our flag flying in front of Government House. We're about 35 miles east of Reno.
So, okay, you're landlocked in Nevada.
Very landlocked. No Navy here.
You ever cross the border for some gambling or legal prostitution?
We try to avoid that. It's an ugly place.
Yeah, I see that you've got some various buildings over there in Molossian land. You've got a general store, a railroad station, a post office, but they all look very tiny, very
They are
tiny.
very tiny. That's our railroad. And that's actually a model railroad out behind Government House.
So, I mean, are the people there very small? Is it like midget land or something like that?
They're about 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the population of Molossia?
The actual population of Molossia is just 4.
Just
We're
4?
a very small country, and we couldn't fit very many more folks in this country than that.
Are they friendly folk?
Well, mostly they're family.
This is your family. So basically what you have here is a country on about 1 acre of land, and you seceded from the United States.
Well, secede is kind of an ugly word. We just sort of came into being, I guess. It was kind of an idea that I had with a friend of mine when I was about 16 years old, and that's 26 years ago now, and we're still going strong. Bigger and better every day.
Hey, if I wanted to visit Molossia, would I need shots or like anti-diarrhea medication?
Hey, what kind of place do you think this is?
I'm just, you know.
But a passport would be good. You have a nifty little stamp. We'll stamp it for you.
Is Molossia recognized by anyone except for yourself, Your Excellency? Like the United Nations, they recognize this, like Kofi Annan or anyone like that?
No. Actually, the bigger nations tend to ignore small nations like Molossia. Because Molossia is in the United States, that might make the United States government mad if, say, Germany started recognizing little countries inside the U.S.
Do you pay taxes to the United States government?
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
called foreign tribute, though.
Yeah, I heard that the Molossian Ministry for Space Exploration just bought a new telescope. That's kind of exciting.
It was great. We could see the moon now without squinting. It's really, really nice. And we shot off a couple rockets. We're trying to take an aerial picture of Molossia. That hasn't really met with great success lately.
How much of the budget did you sink into this telescope?
There's about $30.
Yeah, that's great. Are there a lot of these other micronations out there?
Absolutely. Micronationalism is a really, really big hobby for folks that are on the internet. It tends to be focused heavily on young teenage males, before they find girls.
Yeah.
And after they find girls, they forget all about it. But it doesn't take much to start. Get a free website through GeoCities or Tripods.
Start your own nation. That's great. Do you have diplomatic relations with these other nations?
Yes, actually. I have pretty strong relations with some that are out here in the West. In fact, right there you see Queen Casey of Torhaven. They're actually down in the Los Angeles area. And then we have some really good friends over in Denmark, the Prince of Corvinia. And there's some other ones.
Do you guys have like a sports league? You compete in volleyball or something like that?
You know what? We actually did the Olympics a couple of years ago during the Sydney Games. We had Olympics where each nation would go out and do their own thing, like run, and then come back and report however fast they ran. And then we gave out medals. It was just pretty nifty until the Olympic Committee got mad at us for using the logo.
Have you guys gone nuclear yet?
No. I get mad every now and again. Does that count?
That counts. Hey, Your Excellency, best of luck to you and all your good people, and keep it real over there in Molossia.
Well, thank you.
The Molossia Molossia National Anthem, everyone. Check out molossia.org or go to techtv.com/unscrewed, where we've got the hookup to those fine people in Molossia. Now, coming up next, stretch the boundaries of what it means to be human with Mr. Elastic. But first, tonight's musical guest, a whole gaggle of my favorite people. They've come together for this little ditty. Hit it, fellas. So our next guest can bend his lower limbs in a way that would make any yoga master boil with envy. He's been called a freak boy and a class clown, but officially he goes by the moniker Mr. Elastic. Please welcome Moses Lanham. Hey, Moses.
Hi,
Welcome to Unscrewed.
Martin.
So what exactly is Mr. Elastic able to do?
Mr. Elastic has the very unique, one-of-a-kind ability of turning his feet around backwards and then walking.
Let's see it. Can you do it right here?
Sure can.
Let's start out with the trick. Turning his feet around backwards and walking. All right, let's get the camera down there. Oh, boy. Oh. Jeez. Oh, man. No! No! That's disgusting, man. What the hell are you doing? What is it about your body that, like, permits this thing?
I have got extra ligaments and cartilage within the joints of my ankles, my knees, and my hips that allows my bones, the joints, to rotate within their sockets painlessly and freely.
You're on morphine right now.
Oh, no, I'm not.
How did you discover that you had this talent?
When I was in middle school, I was 14, and they had an activity in gym class where a rope was hanging from the ceiling. You climb up the rope, you touch the ceiling, and you come back down.
I discovered a lot about myself climbing the rope as well, Moses. But go on.
When I got about 15 foot up off the ground, I lost my grip, and when I fell, my feet were tangled up underneath me. Now, my gym teacher and some other classmates had thought I either dislocated a joint or broke a bone or whatever. So I stood right up, and my feet went right
You
back.
landed like that.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, this is such freak. Do you think you were like bit by a radioactive tapeworm at some point in your life or something?
No, I thought I was very gifted. So I started testing my flexibility to see what all I could do.
But you don't consider yourself a contortionist. Like, why not? Why aren't you like, what separates you from, say, like this guy here, or this woman? So that's pretty crazy. Or like this guy here. What's the difference?
The majority of contortionists usually have to dislocate joints for them to be able to bend them way. Like you've seen the most common of a gentleman or a person fold themselves up and put them into a glass box.
Yeah, it's a good pal.
They've dislocated like their kneecap, or they've dislocated their shoulder. I don't dislocate anything. All mine is natural.
Have you ever been contacted by the circus or anything to perform?
Jim Rose Sideshow did contact
Yeah, you should
me,
do
yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got guys who hang like cinder blocks from their ding-dongs on that circus. You know that?
I know.
Good company
That's
up
painful.
there. Have you ever met anyone with the same ability?
No.
You're
I do
unique.
have a 10-year-old son that can do the same
You're
thing I
kidding
can.
me? It's genetic.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
Did you put this on?
Do you guys like fight crime?
Do we, Mr. Elastic and Son?
Yeah.
No, not yet. We just make a lot of people laugh.
Okay, but you got a website. You decided to put a website out. Has the internet affected your ability to get bookings? I mean, are you making a living off this
The
now?
internet is my agent.
Yeah?
I prefer not to have a actual agent, because that way I can decide what I want to do, when I want to do it, and so forth and so on.
So you're making money off
So
of this?
yes, I put my website.
We're not paying you a
out
damn cent. You know that, right?
there. The food's good.
So you've been invited to a lot of appearances through the internet and everything. That's your agent. That's a great story, man. So can you teach Laura how to do this, maybe?
I can try.
All right, so Mr. Elastic is now going to teach Laura how to do something terribly freaky, and you probably don't want to see it. Okay,
Let's try
go
something
ahead.
simple.
Okay.
Just 1 foot. Turn it like that. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh wait, you know what I'm gonna do? Here we go.
Clam digging. All right.
Now can you do this?
No
Cross
problem.
your legs, go toe to toe.
Ew. Ow. Please be careful, Laura. Oh,
Yeah.
Moses, you should wear like big red clown shoes when you do this. That would make it a lot more impressive. Oh my God. Oh, look, he's all the way back.
See
the
where the
feet are
knees
all
are
the way
at?
back. backwards. Oh, I wish the lighting was better, but they're all the way back.
You
It's
lost me right
disgusting,
there.
man. It's disgusting. Moses, thank you so much for being here. Laura, did you get it? Is that it? You can't do it. No one can do that. But Moses Lanham. Hey, if you want more information on Mr. Elastic's talent, or if you want to book him for your bar mitzvah, birthday party, whatever, check out his website. Links can be found at techtv.com/unscrewed. I can't believe it. Hey, Porn Mom Judy is back with another tip for your surfing pleasure. But before that, here's the musical guest, the musical stew. Can you guys take us to break, please? Oh, great. Thank you so much. Back. You've come just in time for Judy and another porn tip of the day.
Hi, it's me, Judy, with your porn tip of the day. Watching those dirty downloads in the window the size of a postage stamp is just a darn waste. Even a hottie like Jenna Jameson is going to end up looking like George Washington, and nobody wants that. So those of you who use Windows Media Player, I've got a tip. Here's what you do. If you want to see your actors in all their full screen glory, hit the Alt and Enter key at the same time. And presto, full screen mode. Whew, those are really large. And remember, hitting Alt and Enter only takes one hand, and that's always a plus. That's it for today. Don't forget to keep sending me your tips at judy@techtv.com. Bye for now.
She's good at what she does. Now, clearly I need some fashion advice, and Laura, you were going to help me out, try to update my image, right?
Well, actually, what I said was I was going to try and make you a little less Hanson and more...
Come again?
You know, more...
I'm not sure I don't know what that means, Laura. I don't know what that means.
It's pretty obvious. It means that I found a really good site that teaches you how to do it yourself heavy metal makeovers.
Heavy metal makeovers. Now you're talking.
Exactly.
I like that. I want to be more Sabbath, man. I want to be Black Sabbath. How does this thing work?
Well, it's very easy. You just go to the site, and they supply pictures or faces that you can use or not. Now, I wanted to use my own, so I uploaded a very special picture of Martha Stewart because, well, I feel that Martha Stewart is in a little bit of trouble, might be going to jail soon.
She's given us so much fashion advice. It's time for us to give something back.
Exactly, and so I figured
there
this
she
is her Christmas card.
I like the little hat. The little hat really works on her.
I tried to stretch that one out a bit, but
and
yeah,
also
I
the
think
studded
it does.
collar. That's hot,
studded
Martha.
collar
I really like that. Anyone else?
Well, yeah, actually, John Ashcroft.
All right, the Attorney General. Not really the coolest looking guy in the world. A little
cool.
conservative,
a little
vanilla.
conservative, a little creepy, and I think it's hard for people to be spied on by him looking the way he does. But with a heavy metal makeover, he might look like this.
Or he might look like a Captain Morgan Spiced Rum commercial. Or the captain was here. You could have done a little bit better than that. But we started this out because you wanted to help me. What have you done for me?
Right. It's always about you. Okay, yeah. Well, I took a picture of you and played around with it, and I think you're gonna like the results. See?
That sucks.
No, it's the
No,
reason.
that really sucks. It's like that Sex Pistols guy in like the height of the heroin overdose. They look terrible.
What I wanted to do was accent your lobe. You've got wonderful ears, and I think it's a shame that you don't share it with the world more
No, that
often.
whole thing is a damn shame, Laura. Thanks a lot.
You know what? If you think you can do a better job, then go to the site, and you can do that by visiting our site, techtv.com/unscrewed.
All right. Thanks a lot, Laura.
You're welcome,
Good
Martin.
attempt, anyway. Hey, now it's time to connect your browser to the erotic side of the net. Here's Girls Gone Wired. Oh, yeah. Tonight's baby May was born singing. In fact, she used to lay in her crib and sing herself to sleep. What demon possessed Yvette Nelson's freaky child's body? I know not. But at the tender age of 8, she formed a band with neighborhood kids and went house to house singing for candy. They say that's how Halloween was invented. At 16, her family moved to California, and she was discovered at a mall by a modeling agency. Modeling put music in the back seat and Yvette on the front cover of such magazines as Vogue, Cosmo, and Elle. But 3 years ago, something amazing happened. She meditated in her garage and felt lost, without purpose in life. Hopefully, the car wasn't running. And then she started to talk to God. The next thing she remembered, Yvette walked upstairs and ran into an old friend who was a music engineer. And from that point on, music was once again the center of her life. A spooky yet inspiring story from tonight's girl gone wired, Yvette Nelson. Hey, casts are not just for broken bones, people. They're for perfectly functioning bones as well. We'll show you what we mean after the break. But now, this video displays yet another compelling reason you should get broadband already. Welcome back to Unscrewed. You know, if it weren't for the internet, I'd think I was one seriously messed up Mother Hubbard. What with all the hang-ups and obsessions and all, I'd probably be in therapy. But the internet has taught me everyone is insane, and this insanity has inspired a bit we call the Fancy Fetish of the Week. You know, I remember when I was in the 7th grade and had the biggest crush on Jody Pitts, but every time I would try to talk to her, she would run away. Just run away like the wind, calling me booger face. Then, to my extreme joy and wonderment, my prayers were answered. Jody fell off of a grain silo and broke her leg in 4 places. She could run from me no longer. It was at this point in my life that I started getting turned on by women in casts, just like the good people at the website castfetish.com. When Jody came back to school, her leg was wrapped in a glorious husk of white plaster. It shone from her wheelchair like a Greek pillar outside Aphrodite's temple. In no time, all the other school children started using magic markers to write good wishes on Jody's cast. All I wanted to write was, Jody, don't sock me with your cast system. I ain't no untouchable. I even tried hitting my own shin with a hammer so I could get a cast and we could hobble together as one. But then Stewie Radonna ran me over with his El Camino while I was doing my paper route. He didn't stop, so he got arrested for hit and run, because I knew it was him, and it turned out he was high on dope. I didn't even break my leg, but I got a blood clot and had to miss 5 weeks of school. I met lots of crippled girls in the ER, and I never thought about that broken hoe Jody Pitts again. And that's my story.
Gonna be
Nice
okay?
memory. Yeah, hey, if you like girls in casts and you want to see more, watch Chicago Hope or get a link at techtv.com/unscrewed. That's all we got time for. Did you miss a show this week? Well, you can catch our entire week's worth of Unscrewed every Saturday, 10 p.m. or 1 a.m. Eastern, or just watch tonight's episode again at 2 a.m. Eastern. You got nothing better to do, you may as well. Hey, I want to thank our guests, our friends, the president of Molossia and Mr. Elastic, but most of all, you good people for watching. Please keep watching. Good night.
If you wanna get back, I walks up in the club, and the ladies looking lovely. Tried to show some love, but the gator tried to mug me. Walk up to the bar, and I tried to get my drink on. Step on my feet. If you wanna get back on,
You smell delicious, my friend. I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? I've never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right. Sup, yo, and show that can usually be found loitering out back by the dumpsters with all the other burnouts and flunkies. The Swish is here, and we have a kick-ass show for you tonight. And when I say kick-ass, what I'm talking about is...
Whoa.
What?
What's that smell?
What smell?
It smells like a dead animal or something.
What are you talking? Oh, I know what you mean. That smell. That's my new homemade cologne. It's called A Hint of Meat, Po'om. I made it myself in my tool shed. You like?
It smells like some sort of carcass or ugh.
Well, no, it's not at all. Well, I found this website where they sell these meat air fresheners, see? And I thought it was such a good idea. I bought a bunch of them, and I put them all over my house and in my car and in my dressing room. Check this out. They've got sizzling bacon right here, and my personal favorite barbecue meat scent. Delicious. I mean, really, what would you rather have in your El Camino, Laura? Like some wussy field of lilac ambrosia? No, you want a hickory smoked pork chop, baby. It's a no-brainer. And they're only $3.99 a piece, so I got so inspired, I decided to make my own smell.
You already make your own smells.
No, I mean, I'm still working on it, and I don't have a patent yet, so I don't want to say too much, but it's pretty easy. I made mine with a pound of raw ground chuck, a hefty bag, 2 quarts of motor oil, and an oar.
I think my dog might be attracted to that.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all worth it when the women get a whiff of me. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Just rub stuff.
Yeah, I'll hold my breath for that.
You want to smell that?
No, it's okay.
You know what it smells like? This is what I used to do to get the chicks. I would just buy Pounce. Yeah, that's great. So we're going to get deep down and dirty tonight with Sadie Allison. She's the author of Tickle Your Fancy, A Woman's Guide to Sexual Self-Pleasure. Yeah, she's brought a box full of toys that's sure to make any woman weak in the knees. And this thing here on my wrist, this thing here, not a sex toy. You could probably figure out a way, but this is actually a space-age sleep device that our staff scientist Perry has been testing out all week. We're going to see if it cured his insomnia. And our girl gone wired tonight actually begged. She begged to be featured on this show, and with an airbrush job like that, how could we say no? So, Laura, do you think the people at home would want to actually come and be a part of our audience? Because this is what we got right now. This is all we got out in the audience right now. I mean, look at this crumb. Well, let's these people in here. We really need your help, America. That's why we're offering free tickets to be a member of our studio audience so we can get rid of that guy once and for all. Please come help us out. Just go to our website, click on the link, score tickets to the show, fill out the form with your contact information and the dates you're going to be available, and hit submit. And that's all there is to it. Please come see Unscrewed live taping, man. All right. Now, on a serious note, I've noticed that the RIAA has been in the headlines a lot recently, what with them, cracking down on illegal music downloads. Now, I always thought there's a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo, thought it was a joke, but the other day I learned that downloading copywritten music is no laughing matter, and neither is the RIAA. And man, I learned it the hard way. Take a look. Yeah, I still download music. I download all kinds of crap all the time, man.
You're not afraid they'll come after you, the RIAA?
Dude, you don't believe that crap, do you? They just put that stuff out there to scare wet sucks like you. What are they gonna do? Come after me? Drag me away? Kidnap me? It's a bunch of malarkey.
Wow, you're like some kind of modern-day digital rebel.
I kind of am a rebel. Let me tell you something else. Dude, what the f*** just bit me?
Dude, there's a dart in your neck.
This dart? This dart? Dart?
A big-ass dart.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Martin, did that really happen to you?
Downloading music is a crime punishable under Federal Title 17 and 18 in the U.S. Code protecting copyright owners from the unauthorized reproduction, adaptation, and distribution of sound recordings. Do not download music and report those who do. Downloading music is punishable by fines of up to...
Martin, what are you babbling about?
Was I just talking? Was I saying something?
Let's take a break. All right, coming up, a free lesson in female masturbation, and one of America's smartest and hottest sex educators is here. So for the two women in the Unscrewed audience, this is a bad time to switch over to Lifetime. But first, tonight's musical guest, a tiny pup who likes to party. Hit it, dog!
Pleasure coach, our next friend's mission in life is to teach women how to have, quote, big, wet, multiple, heart-pounding, scream-inducing, life-affirming, scrape-you-off-the-ceiling orgasms.
That's right.
Unquote. She's the author of both Tickle Your Fancy, A Woman's Guide to Sexual Pleasure, oh, that's this one, and Toygasms, An Insider's Guide to Sex Toys and Techniques. She's also kitty-in-chief at TickleKitty.com, a website that's focused on teaching the secret art of how to please a woman. Sadie Allison, you've done a lot. Welcome to Unscrewed.
Thank you very much.
Man, this show needs your help. So, first, come on. Do people really touch themselves down there?
Oh, yeah, baby. You know it and I know it.
So, you give advice on the art of both female and male, touching?
No, I don't. I focus on women because there's a lot of women that need help. And I'm sure you can attest to this. Guys don't need any help in that area.
What? That's what I was asking. What does make you an expert? Because I think I've got a pretty good technique, and I'm not sure America's ready for it yet. Yeah, what makes you an expert? How can you be America's pleasure coach?
Well, just to start, I've been doing this for over 20 years.
What?
I've been practicing.
Masturbating?
That's right. I've been practicing the art of self-love for over 20 years. I've gotten pretty good at it. And ever since high school and college, I've been coaching girlfriends and women and guys in different sexual techniques, and specifically women on how to orgasm through self-pleasure.
I made varsity in high school. So my feeling here is you've got a large toy collection. You love these things.
I love them, but what can you say?
What are the three most important elements that make a sex toy awesome?
Well, you have to consider if you want portability. So you want to look at different sizes. If you're going to be doing it at home, you can use electric toys.
Like you plug them in?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of great high-tech toys these days. Or if you want portability, there's many different battery-operated vibrators.
Do any run on diesel? You're like,
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, you brought some of your current favorites here. This first one looks dissected. We actually had to cut it up to make it presentable on television.
Yes, you did.
This is called the Pet Dong.
Yes,
you can kind of imagine what this would look like if it wasn't dissected. What's so special about this?
This is a brand new material, and you couldn't believe the advancements that technology has made today in the manufacturing of toys for women. If you squeeze this, let me see you squeeze that. It's made of a UR3 material. And so what the greatest thing about this is that it feels real. Traditionally in the past with toys, you picture this hard plastic dong. Well, nowadays we have lifelike materials for women that are soft, feel like the real thing, and it also protects you from bacteria, so it's non-porous.
USA! USA! So harnessing electricity has really sent the sex toys over the edge. What's your favorite electric toy?
My favorite electric toy is the Hitachi Magic Wand.
The Hitachi Magic Wand. Did you bring one of those?
I didn't bring one of those, but I brought my next best favorite one, which is the Blueberry Eye Vibe.
The Blueberry Eye Vibe. Let me turn this on here. Ooh, there he goes. See? It's sort of jumping around the table there. Whoa!
This toy is so cool. It's got an LED screen, so you can actually see the settings with the lights as you change the intensity of vibration.
That's pretty intense right there.
And it has different settings. You can go from pulsating to gyrating to rotating to escalating.
Does that have an MP3?
Jesus, how do you get this thing to stop? There you go.
Does that have an MP3 player in there?
Not an MP3, but there is a CPU chip on the inside that allows it.
Speaking of the MP3 player, we had this thing on the show a while back called the Audio. Have you tried this thing out?
I haven't tried it, but I'd like to.
You could take this home with you. I think Perry, our product tester, already had it up his ass, but you can take it. What this does is respond to music. So you put music on, like Wagner's Flight of the Valkyries, and it vibrates according to what music is being played.
I can't wait to try that because
Just take that home.
I love house music with loud bass.
House music.
Yeah.
You wear that out to the club.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
So I want to show a toy that we showed. That's the one there. We just did that one. What other toys do we have to show here? Okay, how's the man, first of all, supposed... Okay, you got one here?
This is a hands-free wireless vibrating crotchless panty.
Wow.
See, so this is the crotchless part, and it has a little pouch on the inside with a micro vibrator.
Ooh.
So go ahead.
It tickles.
Exactly.
How is a man supposed to compete with 120 volts and 1 billion revolutions per second here, see?
Well, the trick is you don't compete. If you can't beat them, you join them. And
So-
toys are not supposed to replace men. They're only there for foreplay, for sexual variety, to just add some spice into the bedroom.
So men are still needed.
Oh, absolutely. Wouldn't you agree?
I was just gonna say, because I have a friend, Allison, and she was with a guy. She tried the rabbit, and like it was so amazing that she started crying, and now the boyfriend is jealous of the toy. So what's your advice in that situation?
What he needs to do is pick up the toy and use it with her. One of the most erotic things that I find is getting together with your partner and using toys where you sit back as the woman and the guy actually does it for you.
Yes.
Not beach balls, Marty.
You want to go?
Yes, you are an expert. You are America's pleasure coach.
These on for you.
Yeah. Woo. I like that. All right, so thanks so much for all the great work you've done. But you actually brought some gifts for us, no?
I sure did.
What did you bring? This is great.
I
It's like when
have-
your favorite aunt comes over. Brings you gifts.
Under everybody's chair is the Lover's Orgasm Kit, and this is for you.
Yay!
And it comes with my book, Toygasms, which is the instructional guide that tells you how to use all the different toys in different positions and how to clean them.
Now, you'll enjoy that, Laura.
Yeah, she
I
will.
will.
Good.
She'll be smiling.
And
tomorrow.
for me, for the big
And
guy,
for you?
what do you got?
I have this
Hit me.
toy. This is called the Pet Virgin.
The Pet Virgin?
Yes, it is. And that is a self-pleasurizer for the guy.
Oh, I see. It's got the female part on the other
This is the
side.
back end. This is
the back end, so it
He's
comes
looking
out
at the
that.
front there.
I got it. This is like having sex with a piece of whale blubber, Sadie.
And you would know.
The ancient Inuits were really into this.
I tell you, I have many friends I've made use that, and everybody tells me how real it feels.
Tonight, I am Nanook of the North. Hey, Sadie, thanks so much for being here. I think
very
we all
welcome.
learned a lot.
Thank
All
you.
right, Sadie's
Pleasure
advice
being here.
column. Check her out. Check out her books, Toygasm and Tickle Your Fancy. Those, along with hundreds of Sadie's favorite sex toys, are available on her website, ticklekitty.com. Of course, you can find that link at techtv.com/unscrewed. All right, we all have double lives. I think we learned that tonight. In mine, I dream of being the captain of my own clipper ship with one of those eye patches and a hook in place of a hand. It's pretty awesome fantasy. Laura also has a double life, and here it is.
The double life of Laura Swisher. Every sidekick has a secret.
Has anyone seen my clothes? How am I supposed to do the show without any of my clothes? I'm great, man. So you say this thing works by stimulating, quote, the golden triangle of acupressure points. I mean, what the hell does that mean? I thought the golden triangle was like the drug-producing region of Southeast Asia.
I think you're right about that. Fortunately, this golden triangle refers actually to the 3 acupressure points that are located on the underhand side of your left wrist. And these are responsible for inducing your body's natural ability to sleep.
So this works in the tradition of Chinese medicine, but is this thing scientifically proven to work?
Absolutely. Actually, the DreamMate is based on over 5,000 years of traditional Chinese medicine and research. So you got to figure, the average technology company launches about 1 product rev or update each year. With 5,000 years under our belt, this device has got to be about.
All right. But have you actually tested it with real insomniacs, and does it make them fall asleep faster?
Absolutely. We actually just finished a clinical trial on some insomniacs, and we found that over 80% of the insomniacs in our trial gained about 78 minutes of restful sleep.
Was it placebo-controlled?
Absolutely. Double-blind, placebo, you name it.
You're kidding me. Isn't it dangerous to strap some sort of an electric device on your body before you fall asleep?
Absolutely not. Although I guess I should clarify for your benefit, Martin, that while the device does issue a double frequency vibration at over 6,000 revolutions per minute, Hivox in no way condones the use of the device on any part of your body other than your wrist.
Yeah, that's good to know. So is this it's also supposed to help with stress, right? So if I were to wear it while talking to a pretty lady, I might actually be able to get some coherent sounds to come out of my mouth?
Somehow I doubt that you have any problem with the ladies, Martin, but for those of your viewers who do, this device is for them. In fact, not only will it help them get the women, it'll help them get a raise, because actually studies have shown that if you get 1 additional hour of sleep a night, you're 3 times more likely to get a raise at work.
Wow, so, Jason!
Money, women, and long life. Now, that's the golden triangle.
Wow, Jason, thank you so much for being here and telling us about this great device. Well, to see if this thing really makes you fall asleep faster, let's check over with Laura and staff scientist Perry, guys.
Thanks, Martin. All right, Perry. It looks like a watch.
It actually isn't, Laura. It's a highly sophisticated electromagnetic device that is emitting pulses into my blood right now.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly it's working on the golden triangle of Chinese acupuncture, but frankly, I'm skeptical that I'll actually be put to sleep in the studio.
It's like it tickles.
Yeah, it kind of vibrates.
So you're going to do the test?
You're wearing it wrong. You're wearing it wrong. You should flip it over.
But it looks better like this. I feel like a superhero when it's like this. You remember the Wonder Twins? Like, ew.
No.
All right, that was hilarious. I like Wonder Twins. Perry, are you what? Falling asleep, Perry? Perry?
Hello and welcome to Unscrewed, the show that never leaves you with blue balls. I'm your host, Perry Jones, and with me, as always, is superbly talented Laura Swisher.
Ooh, Perry, I just love the way you say my name.
Tonight, the creator of a website for incredibly large cats and the men who love them. Also, stay tuned for our Girl Gone Wired, the very hot Gates McFadden. But first, staff scientist Martin will test out a remote-controlled dog zapper. Marty, how's this thing work?
Well, Perry, it's meant to keep
Let's just cut right to the chase. Let's just cut right to the chase here. A little bit of zap. What's this button do? What's this button do? Why don't you take a shot, Laura?
Bark like a dog, Marty.
Ooh, next week Marty has sex with some sort of electronic device of some kind.
This week's Nielsen ratings, Perry.
Marty, what's your take on this?
Well, my take, first of all, is Perry, you don't want any of this, man. This life is hell. Second of all, we should point out to the audience at home that was not a real scientific test. We actually faked that. You have to wear that device for up to 30 days for have it work, okay? Thank you very much, Perry and Laura. All right, it's another World Wide Web woman after the break, but first, let's get into the mind of a Radio Hut guy.
And now, another reading from the memoirs of a Radio Hut guy. October 5th. It's always the same every damn day. Adapters, adapters, adapters. These damn people. They think an adapter's gonna change their lives. And I give a crap about your trip to Italy.
And now, because you can't get a girl, you get Girls Gone Wired. Yeah. Yeah, tonight's babe is a fitness centerfold, Christina Lindley. In high school, she was one of those beautiful girls that was cheerleader and model at the same time. You know, one of those bitches who wouldn't have talked to me in the cafeteria. But in the 11th grade, tragedy struck. Her parents moved from Atlanta to Nashville, and she experienced a culture shock. Jesus, it's still the South. Get over yourself, girl. But to cope, she joined a gym, and her life changed forever, sculpting herself into a strong woman that could probably kick the asses of all the Allman Brothers combined. Christina became so obsessed with fitness that she became a certified personal trainer through the Aerobics and Fitness Association of America. Christina, please lift with your legs, not your back. Clean jerk. Clean jerk. And that's Girls Gone Wired. And if you've got a website and you want it to be considered for a Girls Gone Wired spot, send us an email, unscrewed@techtv.com. Here, speaking of email, this one is for Laura, of course. It goes, gorgeous, there ain't nothing wrong with your boobs. Aww. My name is JT. Write me anytime. Better yet, call me. If you want my number, just ask and I'll give it to you. In fact, I'll give you anything you want. Marry me, please. Laura, response?
Anything I want? Gosh, well, okay. If it's not too much trouble, I need you to go to Zihuatanejo in Mexico, Oaxaca. There's a guy there, calls himself El Lobo. He has a lazy eye. Don't look at it. Anyway, he'll give you a package. All you need to do is take that package to Nogales, Arizona, and hand it over to Bones. If you can do that for me, I'll marry you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Hey, thanks everyone for being here. And of course, thank you to our friends, Sadie Allison, Jason Kirshner, Laura. Thanks again. You're awesome. Thanks everyone out there for playing. We'll see you at 10-cent wing night at the bar. Good night.
Looking lovely, tried to show some love, but the haters tried to mug me. Walk up to the bar, and I tried to get my drink on, never on my feet. If you wanna get banged on, pump your brakes, make them shake it. They can't take it, they can't take it.
You want a date? I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. Yeah, I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? Never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right. And welcome to Unscrewed, the only show that is still hand-rolled between the warm thighs of Cuban virgins. I'm Martin Sargent. Oh my God, she's unbelievable. Here she is, the swish, nothing but wet, baby. Bam. Yeah. How you doing tonight?
What's nothing but wet?
Well, it's like, you know, swish, nothing but net, but nothing but wet, because you're hot.
Is wet now synonymous with hot?
It can be.
Okay, well then I'll take it.
You know?
Wet, I'm wet.
So here, I'm considering something today. I'm thinking about this. What the hell's up with the Germans?
Bad tube socks.
Bad tube socks. And their taste in music is so messed up. I mean, yeah, they had Beethoven, who was, pretty cool, I guess. But recently, man, they just been getting into the worst crap. I mean, David Hasselhoff? He's like the biggest pop star in Germany right now. He's like bigger than P. Diddy is in this country, even on the East Coast.
But
Look
he
at
can
that.
fly.
Hasselhoff hasn't done any good music since the Knight Rider theme song. You remember that? Yeah, well, I too am a young lone around a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless in a world of criminals who operate above the law. Laura, I wish you were a Camaro.
Martin, I wish you were Hasselhoff.
I wish you're like a black Camaro. You went swish, swish, all show like that, and you talk with this English annoying accent. Then this show would get ratings. But anyway, I figured out why the Germans like such sucky music. It's because Germans teach their kids to get into it young, like in the kindergartens. I know this because I've been watching German Star Search on the internet, and these kids are just plain terrible. I mean, check this out. This is a German kid trying to do Lil Bow Wow on German Star Search.
Chicken.
I know, it's like when you do it away or something like that.
It could still work. That's
terrible. If I were Lil Bow Wow, I'd have my bodyguard pop a cap in Dieter's little German ass with a quickness, yo.
Still, he's 10.
He's 10, yeah.
He's singing in English. That's amazing.
They speak like 10 languages in Europe. You expect it. Here's another contestant doing Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. And remember, this is Star Search, so this is the best Germany has to offer. I think he won the competition, too. No. That's the sad. She is my West Berlin girl. She has food to eat and indoor plumbing. Supposed to be a German accent there. A little advice to you Germans. Just stick to what you know, like the old-time favorites, such as Rammstein. Yeah. Now that's music. Light, airy melodies, tells a story, gets your foot a tapping. Yeah, Rammstein. I wish Rammstein was our house band. It'd be like Paul Schaefer with an edgy homo-sadomasochistic flair, you know? I'll bring him in. Anyway, enough about the Germans. We've got a crackerjack show for you all tonight. We're talking to Gigolo Jess. That's right, Laura. Gigolo Jess. Just $300 for 1 hour of intimate service with that gentleman. Wow. What a steal. A bargain at twice the price. And don't worry, ass men. We've got something for you, too, and it's mobile. Stick around and find out what I'm talking about. And our girl gone wired knows karate. Karate. Always a plus. So, Laura, if people will spend $300 an hour to be with Gigolo Jess, how much do you think they'd pay to spend an hour with us watching a live taping of this show?
Like 1,000 at least.
I think so. That's right. We want America to come see the show live. This is something new because right now, this is all we have in our audience. Yeah. Now how much would you pay? Doesn't matter because the tickets are free. That's right, free.
Wow.
Just go to our website and click on the link, score tickets to the show, fill out the form with your contact information and the dates you're available, and hit submit. And that's all there is to it. Please come. Please come. I'm really afraid they won't come. It's going to be like my last birthday party all over again. They just didn't show up. Anyway, that's okay because it's time again. It's time to play a little game we call Search Spurts.
Search Spurts.
Yeah. Here's how it works. I will randomly choose a number between 1 and 100 billion. Our two contestants will then pick a word or combination of words that they believe will generate a hit count closest to my number using Google. For example, I choose the number 11,300,000. One contestant chooses the word anime and gets 11,300,000 hits. The other contestant chooses doorknob and only gets 114,000 hits. Clearly, the contestant who said anime wins. You got it? Good. Now, after beating our reigning champion, Steph the Geek, Quellen returns, and we have a new challenger, Leslie. Welcome back to Unscrewed, Quellen.
Hello.
Hey, Quellen from emocrap.com. So I was reading your blog and you write, I'm unmotivated, I'm unemployed, I'm uninspired, I'm unhappy, it's getting worse. Is being the reigning Search Spurts champion like the best thing that's happened to you in a long time, Quellen?
Only if I win the matching plastic flowers to go with that vase this week.
That was a beautiful vase, wasn't it? She won a vase last week. All right, you've got tough competition tonight in Leslie from lesliecam.net. Leslie, you have a list of stuff on your site that you want the guys who watch you naked to send you if they do it. Actually, has anyone actually ever sent you some cute outfits from Hot Topic, which is one of the things you want?
Actually, yeah, I got a couple of bustiers and little panty sets.
That's kind of sad. Anyway, you've been camming for 5 years now, so you must know a lot about the cam girl lifestyle. What are some of the stereotypes that piss you off about being a cam girl?
I guess I'd have to say, for some reason, a lot of guys think that cam girls like when we receive pictures of their penises. I get them in my email all the time.
For some reason. All right, ladies, are you ready? All right, I'm going to pick a number, and you both say a word or phrase that you think will get closest to that many results in Google. You understand the rules?
Yeah.
All right, I choose the number 1,910,000, relatively average number. Choose wisely. Go. You have 10 seconds.
Radiohead.
Radiohead, that's from Quellen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it out. Radiohead. Oh. Radiohead, that's a band, right?
Yeah.
You got 1,150,000. Not bad. All right, Leslie, you got to beat that. You got about 800,000 window here. What is your word?
Porno.
Porno? Oof. Oh, that's a terrible choice. That's going to have that's 25,300,000 hits. You're in the business. You should know that. Anyway, Quellen, congratulations. You just won a glass-coated apple that our intern took from someone's cubicle after they got laid off. Here it is.
I can put it in the vase.
Yeah. It's just gorgeous. Oh, my God. That'll brighten up any room. All right, Quellen, you're the champion, and we'll be back next week for even bigger prizes. But if you, for some reason, can't fulfill your duties, the chick you just beat will be back. All right, thanks a lot, Quellen and Leslie. See you next time on Search Spurts. Up next, it's a tough job, and that's why I can't do it. A 21st century gigolo from suburban Boston shares his secrets. But for now, can we get another one of those messed up German kids to sing us the break, please? Germans, still here? Our next friend is so much man that I cower in his presence, even via satellite. His sweet talk and sexual prowess have the ladies paying $300 to spend a mere hour with him. Welcome to Unscrewed, Gigolo Jess. Dude, are you serious?
Martin.
Are you serious
Am
about
I
this?
on?
I mean,
Is this thing on?
Yeah, we're on now.
All right.
Jess, walk me through the day you decide to make this dream into a reality.
Well, Martin, it all started about a year ago. I was sitting in a bar in a nightclub, and I met this woman named Ann. And she was in the entertainment business, and we got to talking, and we got to be friends. And then we went out another night about a month or so later. And
you charged her?
No. Actually, what happened was other women started charging me. In other words, they were making waves to go out there on the dance floor with me, and she was noticing how these women were really, really into me.
So she's like your pimp.
And she was saying, look, you know, if these women are so anxious to be with you, they might as well pay to be with you. And I said, hey, you know, doesn't that make me a gigolo?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Were you sitting
that's the beginning of Gigolo Jess right there.
Were you sitting in that same bar before the show tonight?
No, actually, just sitting here swatting flies away.
So this is where the internet comes into play. I mean, you don't do this in bars anymore. You sort of get pimped out online in many cases now. Is that where most of your clients meet you, on the internet?
Exactly, 100%, Martin. The internet's been very good to me. I'm on all the top search engines. I'm very easy to find. All you have to do is look at either, punch in male escort or punch in Gigolo Jess, or just punch in male escort for ladies, and you're going to find me on all the major top search
It's amazing.
engines.
You just type in Gigolo on Google, and you're like the first, second, or third thing that comes up.
That's right, man. People are hitting my site regularly, keeping me on the top of the list, and I couldn't be happier.
So how's business going these days then?
Well, consequently, business is going great.
Yeah? So are you getting rich off this? I mean, you usually charge $300 an hour, but it can be more.
No, I'm doing fine. I'm doing quite well, actually. It could be more if we go multiple hours. We have package rates. I won't get into all the details, but they're on my website. Yeah. You can check out the different rates and different scenarios.
You charge extra for pillow talk?
Oh, pillow talk. I spend more time as a psychologist than a confidant, if that's what you mean.
What if you're with a woman who's just like really, really nasty, man? I mean, how do you get the business to work?
All women are beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. You have to have a non-discriminatory love of all women. And it doesn't matter what size, shape, race, creed, color, whatever.
So help a brother out here. You seem to know a lot about women. I mean, what are they looking for? Because I'm striking out over here, man, and I'm not charging a damn thing.
Well, what they're looking for, basically, Martin, is very simple. They're looking for companionship. They're looking for some good old-fashioned TLC.
Yeah. You got a lot of competition out there, a lot of other gigolos that are trying to cut into your game here?
Actually, there are some, but the thing of it is, I'm a straight male gigolo, so that narrows the market down. A lot of the gigolos out there may not be. Also, I keep in great shape, and
Clearly.
I'm at the top of my game.
Isn't this illegal? I thought prostitution was illegal.
Well, I'm not a prostitute.
Oh. Well, what do you call it then? Don't you sleep with women for money?
No. Actually, I'm an escort, and I'm a personal companion.
Well, then why do you have pictures all over your website of you with like a semi-erect penis?
Hey. That's there for the ladies' entertainment.
All right, Jess, you've seen the show before. You think I got what it takes to be a professional gigolo?
Well, Martin, what it takes is a non-discriminatory love of all women.
All right.
You've already got the gift. You've already got the gift of gab. You know, you're probably very well traveled. I'm sure you're well groomed, and basically those are the most important things right there.
All right, Gigolo Jess, thank you so much. You, my friend, complete me.
Oopsie doodly.
All right.
Hey, best of luck.
Glad to know it.
Oh, here's.
I love your show, man.
Just, I have $55. What can you do?
How much?
55. I can get more, like 60 or 65. What?
Well, We could talk about that later.
All right, Laura, you gotta get out of here now. All right, this is my interview. Jess, I'll give you Laura's email address. All right. You can find Jess at gigolojess.com or just head to our site, techtv.com/unscrewed. Great. Now I'm a pimp. All right, coming up, we'll chat with the founder of mobileasses.com and find out how he got to be such a perverted mess of a human being. But first, a quick look at another glorious moment in NASA history.
And now it's time for another moment in NASA history.
And here comes the last question from the students.
Wie schnell und wie hoch fliegt die ISS?
How fast and how high is ISS right now?
Well, good question, little German boy. Let's just say we're American high and American fast, and that's about all you need to know about it.
In front of her neighbor's porch about mundane stuff like going to the market. This little Hawaiian had poi. Kelly's brother, who was sort of a young Hawaiian Don King, used to arrange fights between Kelly and the neighborhood boys, always betting on his sister. But when Kelly became a teenager and tropical prize fighting wasn't panning out anymore, she realized how important money was and took modeling classes in hopes of winning beauty pageants. Her first big break was a guest appearance on the classic TV show Growing Pains, and fame just snowballed from there. Sadly, the same cannot be said for Growing Pains co-star Kirk Cameron, who was last seen boxing Samoans somewhere near the Marshall Islands. Anyway, that's tonight's Girl Gone Wired. And our creepy intern Eugene finds them on the internet, and so can you. If you want a closer look at our Girl Gone Wired, be sure to check out our gallery at techtv.com/unscrewed. Now, technology is changing the way we do just about everything, even the way a man checks out a woman's ass. A website called mobileasses.com not only lets you peek at your own pace, but it also lets you do it in the comfort of your own bedroom and rate each bottom as if you were some Olympic panel judge for the new sport of perversion. I give you the sick fool behind the wildly successful mobileasses.com, Disco Dan. How you doing, man?
Hey, Martin, pretty well.
Okay, so first of all, that's not Disco Dan. That's someone with a sock puppet. What's going on here? You chickened out, didn't you, man? You didn't want to put your face on camera.
No. Who wants to see my ugly
You put all these women's rear ends. You put all these women's rear ends. They don't even know it up on your site, and you won't even have the balls to go on TV, man.
Well, hey, mobileballs.com. That could be a next one.
Nice. All right, so let's just do it anyway. So first of all, I take it you're an ass man.
No doubt.
Yeah. So how does mobileasses.com work?
Basically, you get your mobile phone with embedded camera. You take a picture of a girl's ass. You post it to the website, and people vote on it, and there's a contest. At the end of the month, whoever has the highest vote, wins a T-shirt and a email address.
Not the woman, but the photographer who's exploiting the woman.
Exactly.
Got ya. So it's got to be all about the ranking, correct? It's all about the ranking here.
Right. Well, you got to submit 10 pictures, and those 10, the top 10 you have, get all averaged into one vote. One total, and that's your score.
How many photographers do you have uploading these pictures to your site?
Well, we have over 3,000 registered users that are capable of. I say we have around 200 active photographers.
And when did the idea for this site come to you? I'm guessing it wasn't when you were in the men's locker room over at the 24-Hour Fitness.
No, it's actually when I was upgrading my mobile phone and I got the cam. Happened to be a nice bud in front of me. I'm like, let's take a shot.
Technology is just amazing, isn't it, what you can do with it these days?
You gotta love it.
So what type of shots typically get the highest ratings?
Definitely G-strings, if you could see G-strings behind the pants.
Yeah. Laura, you're a woman. What do you think of all this?
I have a real problem with this, Dan. I went to the site, and there were 2 asses on the screen, and I wanted to vote for the left ass, but it's like if I give it a 10, which I wanted to do, and there's 2, it's like I don't want it going to the badass. I mean, not the badass, but the not good ass.
Gotcha.
Little
Can we clear
usability
that up a
concern
little
there.
bit?
I'm a little confused, but
we all are.
There's 2 asses and 1 vote. I just want to make sure the person I vote for gets the,
Right, no, the ass on the left is the prior vote.
Got you. So let's just get to something we can all understand, the top 10 list of asses.
There you go.
So this is something you do every month, top 10 asses on the site?
Actually, it's a weekly newsletter. What you're looking at is for all time. That's updated every second, actually.
Wow, you must be very proud of that.
We're getting there.
You ever get in trouble for any of this, sued, or worse yet, like beat up by an angry father or older brother?
No, I have not got caught yet.
How do you sleep at night, man? These people, you're totally exploiting them.
A lot of Vicodin.
A lot of Vicodin. There you go. Hey, that's Disco Dan. Deep down, I know he's a kind and generous man. Hey, if you fancy a look at more of those bottoms, you can find the link at our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. Hey, you lonely? You need a date? Well, look no further than right after this commercial break. We'll hook you up, man. Tracy Lords graces us with her shimmering talent and beauty. Plus, create zany summer fun with your very own homemade beer cooler. And watch me try to eat fire by sticking a flaming stick into my mouth. That's all coming up next week here on Unscrewed. Hey, Laura.
What?
Nobody's responding to my personal ad that I posted on personals.techtv.com under the name Big Money 888.
Did you use your picture?
Yeah, but it's not the reason. No, it's not. It's all that sensitive crap. It's just not getting me anywhere. So I've decided to go for something more mysterious and dangerous, all right? Like,
dangerous?
Dangerous, yeah. Like, for example, in the question that says, interested in, I'm thinking of changing my entry from friendship, play, dating, and serious relationship to something like fire, broadswords, belt sanders, sorcery, and copper smelting. Something like that.
That's great. I'm like getting hot right now.
Yeah, that's like manly and mysterious, isn't it?
Smelting. Love it.
Well, thanks for the input, Laura. I think that's going to work out.
For you.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this personals.techtv.com thing is going to help me get a date. And it might help you, too. Why don't you go sign up? All right, do it. Personals.techtv.com. Don't be lonely anymore. Hey, did you miss a show this week? Well, we replay all 4 episodes from the week every Saturday night. So you're going to be home anyway, all right? Your Dungeons & Dragons Club meets on Friday night. I want to thank tonight's friends, Gigolo, Jess, Disco Dan, Quellen, and Leslie, and you for being unscrewed. Good night. See you at the bar.
If you wanna get back on, pump your brakes, make them shake it, make it tape, pump your brakes, make them shake it, make it tape.
What do they think I am? An ass? It's all about oil. I know they have the media gagged by the Telecommunications Act of 1996 that a handful of mega-merger conglomerates control all of what is said in the USA about military actions overseas, but I won't be silenced. I'm the lone wolf lurking deep in the tall grass of your cable dial, and I have the truth, and I'm not afraid to tell it. So go to hell, you bastards! I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. Yeah, I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? You never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right. Hey, what up, and thanks for disobeying the people you trust and tuning in to Unscrewed. I'm Martin Sargent. I just broke my pencil. It's Sacatura, the only woman whose number I have stored in my Palm Pilot, the Swish.
I'm the only one, really?
You are the only one.
Oh, that's so sad.
My mom used to be in there, but that didn't quite work out. So, Laura, I've been gone for a week now. So, on a scale from Windows 1.0 to XP Professional Edition, how much did you miss me when I was on vacation?
You were on vacation? No way! Get out of here! Where'd you go? Did you go to like the Betty Ford Clinic or something?
No, I didn't go to the Betty Ford Clinic.
I thought I would have heard something. That's weird.
No, me and my Dungeons & Dragons Club went on our annual live-action role-playing weekend outside of Sacramento. Sacramento, there be dragons here.
Live-action role?
Yeah, it's really awesome. Here's what we do. Instead of playing D&D with like dice and paper, sitting in my parents' basement drinking 3-liter bottles of Mellow Yellow, we get all dressed up like elves and wizards and orcs and play real Dungeons & Dragons in a county park near Sacramento. This year I was Snippy Skittlefoot, 7th level halfling thief with a +1 short sword and boots of elven kind, which make him walk silently through the woods. But then I got bit by this giant poisonous spider and I failed my saving throw pretty early on, but at least my death allowed me to shoot a little footage of the vacation. Here, take a look. Oh, great Tiamat! Our stalwart band of adventurers have been ambushed by a party of trolls and hobgoblins, but our wise old wizard, Mezbul the Grey, fights back by casting lightning bolts. Laura, look at the ferocity. Clearly, at this point, the battle could have gone either way. I could barely hold the camera. I was so nervous, but then huzzah! Those winds of those forgotten realms started to shift in our favor, and our good cleric, Father Cecil, cast a sleep spell, and thank Odin, we could continue our quest for the Axe of the Dwarvish Lords.
Wow.
And we got 13 gold pieces for our haversacks from that little battle.
I don't even think I understood anything you just said. But
You're
I'm glad
such
that
a
you had
nerd, Laura. You don't understand that, but it's great to be back because, acting like a hobbit all weekend, it just takes a lot out of a guy. But great show tonight. We've got the man who wrote the book that inspired Oliver Stone's movie JFK. That's right, Jim Mars is here to tell us about the ancient secret societies that still rule the world. And it's not the Green Party, all right? Plus, Laura is challenging this guy to a hirsute duel. That's going to be very exciting. And our girl gone wired is a licensed cosmetologist. Well, I'm a licensed driver. I think we should hook up. A lot in common. Hey, it's time again. Time to play a little game we call Search Spurts. Yeah, but we're going to do it a little differently today. It's a brand new Search Spurts. I'm going to be giving the contestants 3 words or phrases that sound similar. For example, Sammy Sosa, Calistoga, and Abe Vigoda. The contestant will have to choose which search term will have the highest number of hits on Google. All right, you get it? Good. Let's meet today's contestant. After beating our reigning champion, Steph the Geek Quellen from emocrap.com returns to see if she can keep her crown. Hello, Quellen from emocrap.
Hello.
So you called us earlier today and you said that you were feeling sick. Are you okay?
I guess so. I'm a trooper.
Yeah, you're kind of depressed, aren't you?
No, not really.
Well, you shouldn't be because you're the reigning champion of Search Spurts. And with your new fame, do you have any obsessive fans?
Yeah, but they're all like 16, so I'm not too scared.
Get used to it. You'll be on this show. All right, tonight we're doing a bonus round of Search Spurts. As I explained earlier, are you ready to play?
Yep.
All right, here's going to be your 3 terms. All right, you just have to guess which term will get the highest search results in Google. Got it? Okay. Here are the terms. Round 1. Darth Vader, the Terminator, and Ralph Nader. Which one of those 3 terms will get the highest search result?
Oh, God.
Not God.
Every one of those people has weird followings. The Terminator?
The Terminator? No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The real answer, no, you're right, the Terminator. The Terminator with 2,930,000 hits to Darth Vader's 191,000 and Ralph Nader's 226,000. Good, you got to get 2 out of 3 right to get this. All right, here's your second round of terms. Napster, The Rapture, or Pap Schmear. Which one's going to get the highest search result?
Pap Schmear, probably.
Pap Schmear? No, I'm sorry, it's Napster with 1,640,000. Pap Schmear got a mere 122,000.
Really?
Come on, people, get in there and get your exams. It's very important. Okay, before I go on.
Bagels? Pap Schmear?
No, no, it's not.
Pap Schmear. I think it's Pap Schmear, but go. I'm interrupting the game. Let's continue.
Yeah, I think you are. I just want to go on the record as saying that I think regardless of what happens, we're all winners here tonight. That said, time for the final round. Here goes. Star Trek, Ben Affleck, or The Amazing Banachek?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. That is correct. A whopping 1,700,030 hits to Ben Affleck's 444,000. Amazing Banachek. He's a great magician. Only got 277 hits. Congratulations. You won more than 2 out of 3. So you win a copy of Harley Hahn's Internet and Web Yellow Pages. We found this next to our photocopy machine laying around the office. Hey, Quellen, thanks so much for playing. I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
Try Prozac, okay? See you next week on Search Spurts. Ooh, that was fun. I like that new way of playing Search Spurts, don't you?
I just like rhyming.
I just like saying Search Spurts. All right, hey, the United States is not the democracy you think it is. Stay tuned. Jim Mars is here, and he's going to explain how a handful of secret societies like the Freemasons and the Bavarian Illuminati may wield more power than the voting public. That would be you. But first, tonight's musical guest plays an old classic with a twist of PCP. Strike the band with your superhuman strength, Ernie. Welcome back to our show, our old friend Jim Mars. You remember he's the author of the New York Times best-selling book that inspired Oliver Stone's movie JFK. Today, Jim's here to discuss his book, Rule by Secrecy. and explain how a handful of secret societies rule the events of our so-called free world. Welcome back to Unscrewed, Jim.
Hey, Martin.
So your book starts with quotes from a British Prime Minister, a U.S. Supreme Court Justice, a German industrialist, and a U.S. President. They all confirm that there are a mere handful of people successfully conspiring to rule the Western world. How could this be possible? It seems nuts.
It seems nuts, but that's why I put those quotes in there, because I didn't want somebody to think, well, here's just another conspiracy theorist. But when Benjamin Disraeli and Woodrow Wilson and Barry Goldwater and, you know, various and sundry others all say the same thing, I think we should pay attention to it.
Well, what about democracy, though? This is supposedly a free country. You say that this is not so, that there is sort of this Illuminati that's controlling it in the background?
Well, you see, it's real easy to control democracy because democracy is just ruled by the majority, right? And what's the best example of that? A lynch mob. You know, they all say lynch him, so they hang him. We're not supposed to have a democracy. We're supposed to have a democratic republic. Okay, but you never hear a national politician refer to the republic anymore, because then you have a system of laws and checks and balances. So it really makes a mockery of freedom when in a democracy, because it sounds good on paper, but if you control the mass media, then you control the mass mind and you control the democracy.
All right, let's try to distill it a little bit here. Knowledge is power. What organizations specifically are we talking about, these so-called secret societies that are manipulating Western society?
Okay, I'm going to name three, and they all tie together. First, we have the Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission, okay.
And then, which was nothing more than an offshoot, a little more public offshoot of the old Council on Foreign Relations. And then the inner core elite of these two organizations meet once a year under the name Bilderbergers. They're so secretive they don't even have a name. They just call them the Bilderbergers because they were first discovered meeting in 1954 at the Bilderberg Hotel over in Holland. Now, these are not secret societies in the effect that nobody knows about them. They've got websites and they've got addresses and they're in the phone book. I call them secret societies because you and I can't join.
Why is that? Well, they would, of course, want me to join. I don't know about you, but...
No, they don't want you. They go through very stringent screening procedures. They only allow the people in that they know are going to be...
What kind of people are they looking for? Who is in these secret societies?
They're looking for people who support their agenda, which, in their own words, is globalism. Some people call it the New World Order. And it's one world government, one world economic system, one world military system, one world corporate system, one world communications, and they've even talked about one world religion.
One of the names that comes up in your book is Colonel Edward Mandell House. What's the significance of this figure in secret society history?
Well, at one point, Colonel House, who, by the way, is a fellow Texan.
Congratulations.
Was, I don't know, Eric Johnson, you know, Sam Rayburn, all these guys seem to come from Texas. They, at one point, this guy was the most powerful man in this country because he was the chief advisor to Woodrow Wilson. And it was under Woodrow Wilson that we not only had World War I, but we also got the income tax system initiated and the Federal Reserve System.
So he was an advisor to Wilson?
Yes.
Okay.
But he was never elected. And yet he was the most powerful guy going, and he in turn was one of the founders of the Council on Foreign Relations.
All right, so like Wilson's 14 points, you're saying that they were all sort of authored by this guy and Wilson just sort of adopted them? Well, that's the point of having an advisor, is it not? Why is that a conspiracy?
Well, a conspiracy is not necessarily bad. If we conspire to throw you a surprise birthday party, it's a conspiracy, but it's not bad. I mean, conspiracy simply means that you're acting in concert and you're planning things with people.
That's right. Conspire. The Latin means to breathe together.
It means
right?
to breathe together, to conspire, which is
conspire. Thank you.
Conspire.
By the way, you were great in Jurassic Park. So at the heart of these societies, some of the biggest names in U.S. history. We got the Rockefellers, we got J.P. Morgan and family. Who more recently? I mean, we've heard of all these rich people of yore. Who are the people that are more close to our time in secret societies?
Well, let's talk about the current Bush administration. George W. Bush, as far as I know, is not a card-carrying member of any of these secret societies. But
well, they're not going to let that guy in.
But he's not in charge. And his dad, George Sr., and Dick Cheney, and Rumsfeld and a few of these other guys that are all around him, they are members.
They are in charge.
They are, and they are members of these organizations.
Well, George Bush Sr., he was a member of the Skull and Bones.
Yes,
yeah.
and so was George Jr.
Okay.
So see, that's the good old fraternity system, you know. Your fraternity brother comes and says, we got to do this, and unless you've got some real serious objection, that's what you do.
Why should I care about any of this? I mean, the United States, is it not still the best country in the world?
Well, if you go outside of the United States, I think you might find people that would argue with you about that.
Communist!
No.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
Let me say what I'm saying. I firmly agree that we have the best form of government that's ever been conceived. Problem is, it's been taken over by criminals. And when I say criminals, I use the term advisedly because these are people who are violating laws. Dick Cheney, for example, his country, while he was head of Halliburton, did $23 billion worth of business with Iraq illegally.
Well, Cheney, yeah, of course, but I mean, everyone knows that.
What's he done to us today?
So the book covers lots of things. It says you can connect all these things back to the Great Pyramids, and you know, you look on the back of the dollar bill and you see that pyramid. How does that whole thing play out?
Well, because that's the all-seeing eye of knowledge, and that's what's used within these secret societies to pass along their hidden information that they want to keep secret from the public. And when I set out to write my book, Ruled by Secrecy, my hypothesis was that you could actually connect all of these societies back through history, and by golly, you can.
So you're talking the Bavarian Illuminati back through the Freemasons, the Hashishim, they're all related.
All right. The Trilateral Commission was founded by David Rockefeller and Zygmunt Brzezinski, who were big members, leading elite members of the Council on Foreign Relations, which was in turn founded by Colonel House and a bunch of the Woodrow Wilson bunch, and including the Harrimans and the Bushes. Okay, they were all Illuminized Freemasons and members of Cecil Rhodes's secret organizations called the Round Tables. They came out of Freemasonry. Freemasonry came out of was infused with the Illuminati back in the 1700s. The Illuminati and Freemasonry both stem back to the Knights Templars, who brought back their knowledge from the Crusades over in the Middle East, which they got the knowledge from the ancient mystery schools of Egypt and Greece, which traced their lineage back to the world's first great civilization, the Sumerians, which is in present-day Iraq.
There you have it. A distillation of Western history from Jim Mars.
There you go.
That's unbelievable stuff. Thanks for the civics lessons. You can only get it here on Unscrewed. Thanks so much for being on the program, Mr. Mars. Come back again soon, all right? Hey, you want to read more? You got to read Jim Mars' books, Rule by Secrecy. Man, it's mind-blowing. And check out our website, techtv.com/unscrewed for more. All right, stay tuned. We have a whole lot more coming up. Don't go anywhere. The Illuminati might get you. Yeah, now it's time to gawk at some females we'll never have a chance with. Girls Gone White. Yeah, tonight's babe is a fitness model who lists her favorite food as chocolate whatever. Here's Tara Caballero. Tara is a high school graduate who has appeared in such fine periodicals as Female Illustrated, Pump Magazine, and Psychotic Clothing. Her bio states that she enjoys inspirational quotes from books like Chasing Away the Clouds by Douglas Padgels. Here's a quote. Some of the secret joys of living are not found by rushing from point A to point B, but by inventing some imaginary letters along the way. I suggest the imaginary letter FK. When not reading about chasing rainbows, Tara fantasizes about making uninhibited love whenever and wherever she wants. May I suggest in the trunk of my 1980 Plymouth Volare? And like most women, she's turned on by cuddling, kissing, sunsets, ambition, spontaneity, and passion. But if you don't love animals, she'll think you're evil. Which is great, because I love animals, specifically pork and beef. The one man Tara would love to meet is Hugh Hefner because she thinks she has the stuff to be the next playmate. So keep searching for that pot of gold, Tara. You've inspired us to make you our girl gone wired. All right then, Laura.
I have a very important announcement to make.
And that would be?
As of August 2nd, I am officially with beard.
Beard? Huh? And ew.
know, I can hardly believe it myself, but I realized that I wanted to have more in life than a wildly successful talk show career, so I did it. I went out and...
Yeah, and I don't mean to rain on your parade here, Laura, but all I see is the beginnings of a mustache.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, but that's not the point. The point is, I've got a beard surrogate.
A beard surrogate.
Yes,
what the hell brought this on? Why do you need a beard so bad?
Well, I was depressed one day, and so I went to the internet to seek solace,
We all
and
do.
lo and behold, I found it at uni.com/beard contest, and it started August 2nd, and it challenges players not to shave until December. So every day or two, participants upload new pictures of themselves to document their beard's progress.
Okay, I get it, but the big question is, who is this beard surrogate of yours?
Well, actually, he's here tonight. It's Mike.
Landry? The intern? Why would you pick him to be your beard surrogate, not me?
Because,
why not me?
Because I want my beard to grow. Okay, if we had a beard together, it would just stay the same length. Not really a beard, not exactly stubble, just sit there. And I want more for my beard.
Oh, yeah, so I guess Landry's your guy. How's he doing so far?
Well, to be honest, not so hot.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm trying the hardest I can.
Oh, God.
Well, what's with the patches, Landry? Look, nothing here. You know what? I saw you drinking last night. Did you know that every time you have a drink, your beard has a drink as well?
Really?
Yeah, really. You know what? Take a look at these pictures. They're from the Reno Beard and Mustache Contest.
Oh, my God. They have
You see that?
Yeah.
You want to know what these guys do?
What?
They don't drink. I want that for our beard. So from now on, you know, on the up and up.
Well, good luck with that. I hope that you make it to Reno for the big competition, Landry, or should I call you Patches?
And if you guys at home want to watch our daily progress, then get the link from us at the website, techtv.com/unscrewed.
You're both pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Hey, don't go anywhere, because Judy's coming up next with a porn tip, but, you know, after watching tonight's Girl Gone Wired, you may have to save that tip for tomorrow night. In the meantime, is the rubber ducky dude still in the house? Did he take us a break? Good. Porn star Tracy Lords graces us with her shimmering talent and beauty. Plus, create zany summer fun with your very own homemade beer cooler. And watch me try to eat fire by sticking a flaming stick into my mouth. That's all coming up next week here on Unscrewed. It's time for us to give a little something back. Here's Judy and her porn tip of the day.
It's me, Judy, with your porn tip of the day. Do you want to watch those dirty movies that you've downloaded from your favorite peer-to-peer network? Speaking of peer-to-peer, I've heard about some of those women down at the docks who network from peer-to-peer. I think that's a story for late night. Anyway, to watch those movies, you're going to need to install something called the DivX codec. DivX codec will allow you to actually play those movies. Because aren't you frustrated enough? Here's how you do it. You want to go to divx.com. Download the installer. The free version is great. Then run the program and follow the instructions. It's just as easy as the girls you'll be watching in no time. divx.com. Don't forget to email me, send me your favorite tips at judy@techtv.com. I love hearing from you. Bye for now.
Thank you, Judy. You complete me. Hey, why don't we go on and do some emails? You want to do some emails?
I would
We've done
love to do some emails. I was just thinking emails would be great.
I think it's a good time for emails. Hey, some people make the craziest, most unfounded accusations, such as Brandon, who writes in, why does Laura let Martin push her around? He's such a bully. Well, Brandon, I'll have you know that I never push Laura around. We have actually a very caring relationship that I think is fomented on you.
It's true. I mean, we really do.
Laura, shut up. I'm in the middle of talking here. I'm in the middle of trying to respond to Brandon's email.
It's like we have a really
No, I'm serious. Shut up.
No.
As I was saying, we have a very caring relationship, and I would never jeopardize that. But thank you so much for your concern. It's really good. Hey, if you guys have emails that you'd like us to respond to, why don't you write them to us? Unscrewed at techtv.com. We'll read pretty much anything on the air because no one writes in. So, hey, thanks to our search spurter, Quellen, Jim Mars, and you for watching. And did you miss a show this week? That's okay, because we're going to replay all 4 episodes from the week every Saturday night when you'll conveniently be sitting home alone. So we'll see you then, all right? Have a great night.